friends. How's it going? Here we are. We're still in the Cohanzick Zoo. Very exciting. And we're in front of the leopards. Hey, Big Mama. Hey, Big Mama. Who's a hot mama? Yay! Hi, sweetheart. Can I read a story to you? Can I? Oh, I wish you could hear her purr. She has a big purr for a medium-sized cat. She's a beautiful leopard. And she has a sister, and her sister is black, but in a certain light you can actually see her sister's black coat. You could see the spots too, the same pattern. It's really beautiful. So we're going to read a book called Zookeepers by Tammy Diedrich, and it's all about zookeepers. Because why? We're in a zoo. And the zookeepers are the folks that their jobs are to take care of these animals. So zookeepers work with wild animals at zoos. They take care of the animals. They help build and fix the animals' living areas, like this. Look at that wonderful area that these leopards have to run around in. They also answer people's questions about animals, too. So what do zookeepers do besides that? They help zoo animals stay healthy. They feed the animals and give them water. They make sure the animals' living areas are clean, which is important. And some zookeepers also clean and brush the animals, because it's important for the animals to stay clean. So there's different kinds of zookeepers. Some zookeepers take care of one kind of animal. They may care for big cats like lions and tigers, or leopards. Other zookeepers work in teams. They may take care of parrots. They may care for many animals like dolphins, seals, and fish. You see what these zookeepers are doing? They're feeding some fish to these beautiful seals. And I think they're harbor seals. But don't quote me on that. So where zookeepers work, where do they work? Zookeepers work in different parts of zoos. They work in the animals' living areas. Sometimes they care for animals in zoo hospitals. Other times zookeepers work in nurseries. A nursery is a place for the care of young animals. Remember that story we read about the mother of tigers? She created a nursery at the Bronx Zoo. So what kind of tools do zookeepers use? Zookeepers use many tools. Some zookeepers use trucks to carry food to the animals. Others use baby bottles to feed young animals. Many zookeepers use computers. They store reports about the animals in the computers. I wonder how old this book is. So some zookeepers wear uniforms, some wear protective clothing. It's to protect them from if they get cuts and bites, but hopefully nobody's going to bite them. Do you know that zookeepers go to school to learn what they do? They finish high school, many of them go to college. And college is a school that people go to after high school. Sometimes zookeepers must pass tests to work at zoos. They have to know all about how to care and feed animals. So who helps zookeepers? Many people help zookeepers. Aides help zookeepers care for animals. Veterinarians and nurses help animals that are sick or hurt. A veterinarian is a doctor for animals. Sometimes they're just called vets because it's short for veterinarian. Now, how do zookeepers help others? Zookeepers help animals and people. They make sure zoo animals are safe and healthy. They teach people about the animals, and they help people understand why animals are so important. So hey, that's it. Don't you want to run out and become a zookeeper? I hope so, because the animals certainly need you. Now for our last book in front of the leopards, it's called Me, Jane. Kind of a play on that, you Tarzan, me Jane. Me, Jane by Patrick McDonald. Jane had a stuffed toy chimpanzee named Jubilee. She cherished Jubilee and took him everywhere she went. And Jane loved to be outside. That was me when I was a kid. I was either in my tree or riding my bike. What a beautiful leopard. Sorry, I'm having trouble turning the page. Jane watched birds making their nests, spiders spinning their webs, and squirrels chasing one another up and down trees. Jane learned all that she could about the animals and plants that she studied in her backyard and read about in books. All that stuff she worked on and drew and learned from. One day, curious Jane wondered where eggs came from, so she and Jubilee snuck into Grandma Nut's chicken coop. I'm sorry, I was just going to watch the leopard and her wonderful antics. Hi, gorgeous. Hi, baby girl. My, what a deep growl you have. Are you purring? Are you purring for us? Oh, it's so deep. So she and Jubilee snuck into Grandma Nut's chicken coop because they were wondering where eggs came from. And they hid behind some straw and they stayed very still and observed the miracle. Ah, chicken came in and laid an egg. It was a magical world full of joy and wonder, and Jane felt very much a part of it. Jane often climbed her favorite tree, which she named Beech. She would lay her cheek against its trunk and seem to feel the sap flowing beneath the bark. She could feel her own heart beating, beating, beating. With the wind in her hair, she read and reread books all about Tarzan of the Apes, which another girl, also named Jane, lived in the jungles of Africa. Jane dreamed of Africa too. A life living with and helping all animals. Look how cool that picture is. They're swinging through the jungle with all those critters and plants. And at night, Jane would tuck Jubilee into bed, say her prayers, and fall asleep. To awake one day, oh, she looks like a young lady in a tent out in the jungle. To her dream come true. Look, this is Jane all grown up as a young lady in the jungle in Africa, helping a little baby chimpanzee. And you need to go Google Jane Goodall because she's one of my heroes. Yay, Jane. Thank you so much for tuning in and having fun with us today at the Cohanzick Zoo. We're so happy you joined us. Please stay tuned for a fun craft we're going to do about one of these critters. And we'll see you next time on Miss Adaria's Story Time. Hey everybody, welcome to the crafting portion of our story time with Miss Adaria. Yay, yay, woohoo! So today, as you know, we went to the zoo. I hope you had fun. I certainly did. And we were reading to the leopard, and she's so beautiful. So I wanted to do a craft that would bring a little tiny bit of a leopard into your own home. And guess what we're using? Yes, that's right. Toilet paper rolls. Woo! So if you don't recycle these at home, please save some so you can make these crafts. So here we go with a toilet paper roll. And we just have a little friend here to provide encouragement. So she's saying, hello, how's it going out there in YouTube land. We're so happy to have you here at the library. Woo! Thank you for crafting with us. Yay! Purr, purr, purr. What I did to prepare for this lovely craft is I'm attempting to recreate a leopard pattern like you see on this cute little stuffed animal here. So what we're doing is just making cute little leopard spots. Because why do they have spots, do you think? Yes, that's right, because they use it for camouflage. So they could sneak up on their lunch, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and they could blend in with their surroundings. So we're going to fill the spots in with a little bit of brown. I know it doesn't look exactly like it, but I can't find that color in a magic marker, that kind of like lighter brown. So we're just going to go with our dark brown spots. And it's really easy to make the outside of the spot. All you do is pretend you're trying to draw a circle and then just do it like a wiggly circle. Wiggle circle, wiggle circle. And then in the middle of the circle, you just draw a little bit of brown, just like that. So we're going to do a couple of more spots down in this way so that when we wrap our paper towel roll with the paper, you'll have some leopard action almost all the way around. Just to give you an idea, they're sort of random. They're not in any, I mean, if you look at the leopard, it's pretty random. You know, the spots here and there, there's different shapes and sizes, and it's amazing. If you've ever seen a leopard in person, they're absolutely beautiful. So we'll just fill in a couple more of these dots with some brown action. And I think that should be enough. Let me just go ahead and see what's going on with the toilet paper roll. We could probably do just a few more. I'll try to mix them up a little bit, make them a little bigger and a little smaller, so it looks like realistic, a little bit more realistic here and there. Do just a couple more, make sure we have the whole paper towel roll surrounded by gorgeous leopardness. Boy, wasn't that leopard amazing? Did you hear her purr? It was so loud and so deep. And you know what Keeper Allison told me? She said that that leopard just acquired that deep rumbling purr, because she's still pretty much a baby, so she's still finding her way in the world and see what she's capable of as a leopard. And so she and her sister have recently acquired this amazing, deep, rumbling, lovely purrs. They may sound like growls to you, but they're not. They're actually expressions of pleasure. They're very happy. They do it when they see people that they like, or they think they're going to be getting a treat. So, all right, so now we're going to take our paper towel roll, and what I did, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take a glue stick, and I'm going to try to get the cap off. There we go. Taking my glue stick, and I'm just going to do a little measuring here. Okay, and I'm going to run the glue stick. Let's see, let me just do a little measuring, sorry. Make sure it wraps around a little bit so you have construction paper to glue to construction paper, because we're really trying not to glue it to the paper towel, to the toilet paper roll, because it doesn't really adhere too much. So I'm just going to cut it a little bit past the spots, just to give us some room where we could tuck it in. So does that look better, or does that look better? I'm not sure. We can always come back in and fill in a couple of the spots. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue stick right down on this side. And you could do it along the whole strip of this end of paper. Make sure you get enough on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tiny bit on this side, so it has something to stick to. Even though I might be covering up a couple of the dots, that's okay. So start here and make sure that it's okay to have this little bit of flap up here, because we're going to end up tucking that in, because that's going to be the top of his head. But you want to make sure that you get the bottom part aligned. And just roll that up. Oh, look at that. And the easiest way to make sure that this is put it down where the glue is and just get in there with your fingers and smash it down. Make sure that's nice and stuck together. And if you have a little bit of overlap, it's okay. You could just come in and trim that piece off. That wasn't too bad. And then while that's sticking together, instead of drawing more, we could work on his head and his paws. So there's our leopard body. It looks just like that, doesn't it? Well, maybe not, but you know, it's okay for a toilet paper roll. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. So here we go. I drew 2 little paws. It's just easy. You know, you could do a straight paw like that, but I thought it was more interesting to make it a little bit more fan shape. And I drew a head. I don't know if you can see this head. Let me bring it down a little bit. All right. So there's our head. Sort of like a head, right? Okay. And if you can't do this by yourself, it might be a little too challenging, have one of your adults or your caregivers help you with that, because I'm sure that they would love to draw a leopard head. So we'll start out by cutting the feet. Let's cut down like that. And wait till you see where the feet are going to go. It's so much fun. We're cutting. And again, if you need help, get an adult to help you with the cutting, because this is a pretty sharp scissor. And here is the other paw. It doesn't have to be an exact replica of the other one. It could be different. You know, this is your toilet paper leopard. You mix it up. You put your own spice and style on it, because that's what art is all about. Okay, there are paws. And just to give our paws a little flavor, we're going to draw in the claws. Yay. Maybe even outline the paws a little bit right on the tip, just to give them a little definition. So when you glue them onto the body, you'll be able to tell that's definitely a paw. Okie dokie, there's one. Here comes the other. All right, look at that. You might have to go over a little. My magic marker looks like it's wearing out a little bit. That's okay. That's why we have to keep them capped, right? Right. Okay, so those are our 2 cute little paws. And here's our head. So I'm going to cut out our head. Whee! There is our leopard head. So before I cut it out, I'm actually going to bring up the features a little bit. So we're going to do leopard eyes, We're going to do his cute little nose. And his nose is actually, it's pink on this guy. But the leopard that we saw yesterday, he had a black nose. So we'll make a little black nosy. Yay. And he has a black mouth. Like a cute little kitty cat. But he's not a cute little kitty cat. We can't play with him like a regular kitty cat, right? No, he's a wild animal. Actually, the leopard that we saw today was a girl. She's a wild animal, so we're going to keep her wild. All right, maybe what we'll do is we'll come in here and we'll just get the ears a little bit. And maybe give us a nice little eyeball. Now that's starting to look like a kitty cat, or a leopard, I should say. And we'll cut out the leopard head. Be careful. Go right on the edge of the magic marker. Be careful of your fingers. It doesn't have to be perfect, because nothing in life is perfect, right? Right, and that's good. Okay, ooh, our leopard head. Ooh, it's coming together. So I'm going to go back in here and draw a couple more dots. You could go right over the line, make it look a little natural in there. Couple more dots, some little ones here and there. Come in with the brown. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut on either side, just down to the tip of the toilet paper roll, on one side and on the other. And then you just take your paper and you just fold it in like that. It doesn't have to be glued. You don't have to get fancy. Just like that. So there's the bottom and that's the top. And there's your line. So you could put the line at the back. So this is the front. And we're going to take our leopard head and we're going to put them right about there. And for this, we're going to use a little bit of glue because of the round nature of the toilet paper roll. I don't think that the leopard head is going to stay on if we do glue stick. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right down the center. And you want to put it up just a little bit above the toilet paper roll. I think I put my glue up a little bit. That's okay. We could just cheat him up a little bit. Her. I keep calling it a him, but she was definitely a she that we saw today. Okay, so there's our leopard head. All right, so now we've got our cute little paws. And we're going to use the glue with these also. And I'm just putting a little blob of glue. That might even be too much. So I'm going to grab her other paw and I'm just going to use some of that glue on the other one. And we're just going to stick her little paws on here. So cute. Like, hello, my cute little paws. Aw. And I know you're saying, where's their tail? Well, you know what? The leopard that we saw yesterday did not have a tail. So even though this one has a tail, our leopard's tail ended right about there. So we're just going to say that's it. But what I am going to do is I forgot to draw her whiskers. So I'm just going to add a couple of whiskers right off of the nose, because they need those whiskers to feel things out at night. And what cat do you know without a whisker? I don't know. So there's our leopard. I hope you enjoyed it. Have fun with it. Give it to your mom or dad or grandpa as a present. Roar. Do you like it? Oh, I think it's awesome, Adaria. Really, I think it's the best thing you've ever done in your whole life. Yay!